Hello everybody, my name is Kyle Smith. I'm the activity programmer here at the Wellington County Museum and Archives, and while you can't visit the museum right now, what I thought I would do is give you a short little tour of my very favorite place on site, and that is our cemetery. Might seem a little strange that we have a cemetery here at the museum, but you have to remember that we used to be the House of Industry and Refuge, or most people called the Poor House. And anybody that was staying at the Poor House until about 1950 or 1947, if they died on site, and about 600 people did, if they didn't have anyone in their life who was willing to give the money to actually have them paid and buried somewhere else, they would be buried right on site right here. And 271 people were. They were buried here, and they remain here. And we are the caretakers of this cemetery now. You might be wondering what the trees are here behind me. And what actually happened was originally when the people were buried here, they would have had very, very simple funerals and very, very simple markers, just sort of wooden stakes put into the ground. And those obviously don't last, 100 years. And so by the time the cemetery closed and they stopped putting bodies into it in about 1950, they didn't know what to do with it. Most of the markers were destroyed. And so what they did was they planted a whole bunch of these pine trees, and then they kind of just walked away from it. For 50 years, it had stayed that way. And then once the museum was up and running, we decided at a certain point that that was unacceptable. We didn't want to have the cemetery just be sort of overgrown with brush. And so we came down, we cleared out a lot of the brush. We left the bigger trees, but cleared out a lot of the brush. We added a walking trail, which you can probably see some of right here, so people could actually access it. And then probably the best thing that we did, the thing that we're most proud of, is because we knew who was here. We still had pretty good records. We knew the names of everybody. So even if their markers were gone, we knew who was here. And so we came down and we added some interpretive panels, which are a little bit farther down for people to read. But then we also gave the people another memorial so that people could actually look and read at who was here. So right here, we have a list of everybody who died and was buried in this cemetery, the years that they died, who they were, what their name was, how old they were, and then where they were from. And then in this way, we actually give them another memorial, and we have some sort of marker, some sort of, way for people to come and remember them. And these people who, you have to remember, didn't have anybody in their life. They've been almost entirely forgotten about in their life. And then for 50 years, the cemetery was overgrown. You couldn't visit it even if you wanted to. They didn't have any markers. They didn't have any memorials. There's no name or record that said that they had existed, that they were here. And so we've added these, and people can look at them and they can remember the people who were here and give them some form of memorial. People still visit. People come down here. I sometimes come, and I checked earlier, but there wasn't. But as people come, sometimes leave flowers and sort of remember the people who were here. The other thing that's pretty interesting is you can go online, and I'll actually put the link into this video so you can see it. And you can go online and you can read the death certificates of everybody who was here. The museum has put all those online for people to access, for researchers or just for anyone who's interested in the people's lives who are at the Wellington County House of Industry and Refuge. And it has more information. So these are just the names and the ages and the dates and where they were from, but you can also see cause of death is listed on those. The physician who was looking after it, Abraham Groves, came to the hospital quite often. He was the lead physician on a lot of these. And just get a little bit more information about some of the lives of the people who were here. So, like I said, we're very proud of this. The museum is very happy to be able to give these people a memorial or a marker so everyone can remember their contributions to the county. And it's a nice, peaceful place. I like to visit it. This is why it's my very favorite place for that reason, and then also because of some of the great stories that come out of it. Some of the people who lived at the House of Industry. There's all kinds of other museum collections that we have, all accessible online, that you can search through, that talk about some of the lives of the people who were here, which are quite fascinating and which deserve to be remembered. And so we remember them here. I hope you do too. And I hope you come and visit sometime or do some research online. Anyway, thank you very much and have a good day. Goodbye.